In search of jobs, millions of people relocate themselves to different parts of the world. Indians also come under the same umbrella. In our next report, my colleague Rahesha Sehgal decodes why Indians tend to move to Gulf nations, particularly to Kuwait, in search of jobs.
Out of Kuwait's total population of approximately 4,800,000, Indians constitute around 1 million of the total population of Kuwait, which is 21% of the population. Indians represent the largest community in the country. Well, many of whom work in business and service fields, they constitute through 30% of Indian workforce in Kuwait. That's around 900,000. But to work in Kuwait, as per the country's labor laws, a written employment contract is compulsory for employing any domestic worker. Apart from this, also employment contract attested by Indian Embassy is also compulsory for all the workers as per the Immigration Act of India. Moreover, the prescribed wages for Indian nationals, domestic workers, is 120 Kuwaiti dinar or some $390, and this has been set up by the Government of India regulations. Now, domestic workers are also entitled to a scores of facilities. For example, provision of free food, clothing, medical treatment, and also accommodation. The domestic workers are also paid for weekly rest. Not only that, they're also paid for annual holiday. These are some of the advantages that the domestic workers get in Kuwait. While women below the age of 30 years, they are not granted immigrant clearance for employment in Kuwait. While Indian professions are employed both is skilled and unskilled. Well, sectors, be it to name some, doctors, nurse, domestic worker, carpenter, mason, driver, or even a pipe fitter, they all are employed in Kuwait. So it's skilled and unskilled workers there. Well, often living in harsh conditions, cramped rooms in semi-constructed buildings or in labor camps. Many opt to relocate because the earnings are higher than other Gulf nations, be it UAE or even in India. According to 2016's International Labour Organization regulations, the minimum referral wages for Indian workers have been fixed in the range of around $300 to $1,050. Well, these have been fixed across 64 categories of work. India also offers Pravasi Bharatiya insurance policy to all Indian immigrant workers in Kuwait with a coverage of some around $12,000 in case of accidental deaths or any kind of permanent disability. Well, New Delhi also bears legal expenses in case of disputes. Although not everything is good for the Indian nationals working in Kuwait. The Indian Embassy in Kuwait received around 23,020 complaints. Kuwait has topped the list in the number of complaints filed by Indian nationals who are working in other Gulf nations. The Indian Embassy in Kuwait lists non-payment of wages, unfair working conditions, even harassment and lack of proper food as the most common complaints from Indian migrant workers working in Kuwait.